Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ. Today I've got a new video for you, more Pokemon related content. This time I'm looking at alternate forms for Qwilfish and Wailord. Stay tuned. Okay, so jumping straight into it, we have the first one that I designed, which is called Dettodon, which is an alternate form for Qwilfish. Now, everyone knows Qwilfish, everybody loves Qwilfish. I feel like Qwilfish is a really underrated Pokemon. I really do like it. But it does look a little bit weird. So I wanted to see if I could do anything with it to make it a little bit more interesting, and I came up with this idea for a Pokemon called Dettodon, which would be based off of a sea mine, and it would be water steel type. So these are just the first couple of sketches that I've got here. They're really rough. Just trying to figure out what kind of idea I wanted to do. I wanted to keep going with the sea mine idea. So I've got a bunch of different ones here. Like I've got this one with all the spikes on here. It's got like this metal kind of cap on top of there with the eyes, and you got the chain here that's linking up to like a big anchor on this one, which is okay. You've got this one over here with the big bubbles here and there, and you got like these bits on there. I don't know what they're actually called on a sea mine, but I do like the look of them, and it makes a unique silhouette. Although it might be slightly close to coughing, it might be too close to coughing, which is why I didn't go with this one. It does have the chain hanging down here, but there's nothing on the chain, so I felt like that was a little bit boring. This one down here, I really do like. Again, it's kind of got those things around there. It's got these kind of like triangular, kind of like angry eyes, kind of almost like Gen 1 eyes, and you got the chain around here, and then I kind of unintentionally made a JoJo stand arrow on the end here, but I really like the way it looks, and I've got like the two things on the back of Qwilfish's tail. I wanted to, like I said, in a lot of these ones that I do, I wanted to keep the essence of the original Pokemon, which is why I'm trying to keep its shape as close as possible. And then I've got just this one down here, which has a bunch of spikes, which I didn't really like that much. It's okay looking. The end here is a little bit boring on the end there. But I just wanted to try a few different variations of what I could do with this idea of the sea mine. But I really do like the concept. So why don't I show you the final one that I ended up coming to, which is this one, which I really like. Let me just bring it over here. Yeah, this is the final illustration for Dettodon. I really like the way I've done this. I hadn't inked in quite a while, so I was a little bit afraid of what it would turn out or how it would turn out. But I ended up really liking the way it looked. I really like how I've kind of got a bunch of textures on here, just to kind of get the rusting, kind of like the gritty kind of like look of this kind of like sea mine Qwilfish kind of look. And I've got like a really nice sheen on top of there. And then I ended up not going with any of the other sketches that I had earlier that I showed. I ended up just going for like this kind of like steel weight at the end that's like hooked onto the hook there. But yeah, I also on the back spray here, or the back view here, I actually added in a number at the top there, and what that is the actual Pokedex number, because I believe Qwilfish's Pokedex entry is 503. So I wanted to kind of like do a cool thing, because I know on a lot of like sea mines and a lot of these kind of like machines or bombs or whatever you want to call them, they have like a number, like a serial number on them. So that's kind of like what I wanted to add in there. Another little kind of like detail that you would only see from the back if this was like if you were playing with this Pokemon. And then we've got the shiny on top of here, which I really like. I think the colours are a nice stark contrast to the regular green. It's this nice aquamarine blue there, and instead of this brown at the bottom there, you got this nice like purple coming in. So I really do like this one. So that's Dettodon. So why don't I tell you the Pokedex entry for Dettodon. Dettodon, the sea mine Pokemon, water steel type. Its abilities are Intimidate and Shrapnel. Shrapnel sets a layer of spikes upon an explosion or self-destruct, which I think is a really cool, ability. Qwilfish is known for exploding, so I thought I'd play on that, and with sea mines they also explode, so with it being a steel type, I thought it'd be really cool to have another way for it to set hazard moves, because obviously everybody knows in the Pokemon competitive or meta, Qwilfish is known for its toxic spikes and its stealth rock sets, so I wanted to play on that. So, due to large quantities of ocean pollution, many Pokemon were forced to adapt, including Qwilfish. Much of their prey were found with small metal fragments in their bodies, which were then swallowed by the quillfish. Over time, their bodies adapted, replacing the poison type with the steel type, producing a durable metal shell encompassing their soft bodies. This makes them quite heavy and can be found sitting at the bottom of the ocean. So, I really like that Pokedex entry. I'm kind of taking inspiration from actual real-world ocean pollution, and how that actually forces animals to adapt. And it would be kind of like a perfect kind of like explanation for why it's a steel type. And again, like I said, on its ability with shrapnel, which I think is really interesting. Playing on explosion, and then exploding won't be such a waste of time. Even if a ghost comes in to block the explosion, you're still going to be setting a layer of spikes. I've toyed with making it 1 or 2 layers of spikes, but I thought, with the damage of explosion and self-destruct, I think 1 layer of spikes is already pretty good. So even if your other spikes are kind of like rapid spun away, you can still set another 3 layer of spikes, which I think will make it infinitely more useful, as well as the steel type making it a little bit more useful. I thought this could be an alternate form or kind of another evolution to quillfish, because like I said earlier in the video, quillfish deserves a little bit more, more love. So I don't know whether this is like an alternate form or whether it's an evolution, but I thought if it's an evolution, you could evolve quillfish by trading it with a metal coat, which will turn it into Dettodon. Don is coming from the suffix of the scientific term for pufferfish. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but that's where that comes from. And then Detto obviously comes from detonation, obviously, like I said, with sea mines exploding. So that Dettodon. Let me know what you think of Detodon. Do you like it? Do you like the typing? What would you do? Do you like the sketches? Do you like the final design? What about the shiny? Let me know all of that. But why don't we put this set this aside and look at the second Pokemon that I've designed, because I wanted to lump these guys together, which is the next one I'm going to show you. So sit tight and I'll show you that right now. Okay, so the next Pokemon I want to introduce to you is Belloscope. Now, I really love Wailord, but it just doesn't get enough love. Its stats are really underwhelming, it's kind of boring, and it's a reason why no one really wants to use it. So, since I had a lot of fun designing Dettodon, a water steel type, I thought I would make another water steel type for Wailord and turn it into basically a submarine. I mean, I'm amazed that no one else has actually done this idea before, and I thought it would be really, really cool to do that, and so I wanted to do that. So these are like my first couple of sketches, working from references of actual real life submarines. I wanted to see if I could incorporate that into Wailord's design. So this is kind of like my first one. It's got like these kind of like 2 chimney stacks at the top there. I thought they could have like some sort of like smoke coming out the top there, but it didn't really work out. I do kind of like these mecha flippers that are on there, and the shape is kind of like nice, and it's got all these like rivets and stuff in there, but that was okay. I think this one down here is my favourite concept I've actually done. It might not be polished really that much. It's very, very sketchy, as you can see, with all these like sketch lines and everything, but that's just, like I've said before, I'm a concept artist. I like concepts. I'm not trying to make, fully rendered, finished pieces. I'm trying to kind of like convey a concept, convey an idea. And I think this one kind of like perfectly conveys the idea of this massive, massive kind of like mechanical whale. It's got this bit at the top there, which will house like the actual periscope, which is where actually Belloscope actually gets its name from. It gets its name from the beluga whale and the periscope that are actually on submarines. So Beluscope, I think it makes perfect sense. And this one I've actually got like little birds at the top there. I thought these could be like little wingles or pelipers that could be there, just to show how actual massive this thing is. I was thinking that Belloscope will be actually 3 times the size of Wailord, so it's actually even bigger than Wailord, and I think that'd be a really, really cool idea. As you can see on the bottom here, it's very close to Wailord's colours. I'll be a little bit muted because of the kind of like steel typing, but I think it's a really, really cool concept. At the back here, it's got, you got all this like foam that's coming here, like maybe it's just actually come from the depth of the ocean. It's just gone. You can just imagine all the crashing of the waves and the splashing and the water going everywhere, and that's how it's cry and everything. It's so cool. And I've got these like bigger rivets on there, and then obviously a big rivet or a screw for its eye there. I've got 322 there because, like with Dettodon, I wanted a kind of like a serial number on Belloscope, and I think that's really, really cool. But this is like my favourite concept that I've done. But why don't I show you some of the other ones that I've done? these are some of the other ones that I've done, which I really liked. You know, I've got this one where it's a little bit more streamlined and it's a little bit more of an easier shape to follow. It's got like 4 of these flippers, because I think Wailord has 4 flippers, but I'm not really sure. I've got this one at the top here, which is kind of basic. It's just a redux of the other one, but I've changed like the top there. But I didn't really like that. That one was kind of like a really quick one that I thought, no, that didn't really work. Then I've got this one here, which is a little fat. It kind of almost looks like a bread roll here, but it's got like extra flippers at the back there. It's got like this top bit there, which would obviously house the periscope. So it's very similar to that one, but I really like this concept. So why don't I show you the final concepts? Here we go. Right, these are the final 2 concepts that I've actually got for Belloscope. As you can see, it's a little bit of a departure from the big one that I showed you just a couple of moments ago. But I really like the way that it looks. You know, the kind of aquamarine blue and the shines and everything on it. I think they're just a really simple concept that I'm just amazed that no one has ever done before. And you've got 322 there, which I believe Wailord's Pokedex entry is 321. So I wanted to make Belloscope 322, and then you got like these mecha flippers, and then these back ones that are actually on real submarines, like I said before, using references of real submarines. And then I've got the shiny here, which is a yellow submarine, which is a reference to the Beatles. I thought that'd be a really cool concept, a really cool reference to hark back to the Beatles. And yeah, these aren't polished and they aren't finished, and I think that's okay. You know, like I said earlier, I wanted to convey an idea. I wanted to kind of like create a concept that I was really proud of, that, you know, no one else I think has ever done before, or like that not have I've seen. And I think it's just kind of like nice and simple in its execution, and I don't really think there's anything else I could do for this. But why don't I go ahead and tell you the Pokedex entry for Belloscope. Belloscope, the deep diving Pokemon, water steel type. Ability, sonar. This allows Belloscope to locate hidden targets and strike at them. So a Pokemon using Dig, or using Fly, or is it Phantom Force? I believe it is. Where they it's basically 2-stage attacks where you kind of like hide or aren't able to be hit. Belloscope will use its sonar ability to kind of like actually hit you anyway, which is actually really huge. So why don't I tell you the rest of the Pokedex entry. Beluscope were once Wailord that had dived so deep into the ocean that they couldn't return to the surface. They survived by swallowing large air bubbles to breathe. Over time, their bodies had tripled in size and hardened into a steely substance due to the massive amount of underwater pressure. They also achieved an even greater lung capacity, enabling them to remain submerged for up to 10 months, only coming up to the surface once a year. So as you can see, I really tried to hammer home the kind of submarine aspect, how submarines, you know, they stay submerged underwater and they use echolocation to search for items underwater, and I played on that by giving it the ability sonar, which allows it to find actually hidden Pokemon. So like I said, those that are using Dig or Fly, you'll still be able to hit them with Belloscope's moves, you know. Stuff like, you know, Flash Cannon, Body Slam, a lot of them ones. Now, due to its steel typing, you can actually use a lot of cool steel moves. Steel Roller, stuff like that. Iron Defense to buff up its defense, stuff like that. I hope that these like Pokedex entries are kind of like somewhat convincing. So yeah. I wanted to make an alternate form for Wailord, where maybe you would evolve a Wailmer underwater, and that would evolve into Belloscope, or you would, like I said, with the Dettodon, you would just trade a Wailmer with the metal coat, and that would turn it into Belloscope. But I really like this one. I feel like it's a nice upgrade to Wailord, that it, you know, giving it some love that no one else is going to give it. But that's Dettodon and Belloscope. So let me know which one is your favourite. Let me know if you like the designs, the concepts, the shinies. Let me know if you like the Pokedex entries. What would you write for these if you had to, you know, write them? But yeah, that's all I've really got to show you for now. That's Dettodon and Belloscope. So if you did like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.